Morning, all Saints man here, small van driver on a CX. Just checking something's just popped up. Yeah, and it's the week of the life, and I've just been looking in my book, the Bible, and it's pretty consistent now. The last 4 or 5 weeks have been pretty consistent. So I'll try and run through it a little bit quicker because I'm sure I'm boring people. Um, Fuel prices. My cheapest fuel was 154.46, and it's gone down slightly next week. So it is coming down slightly, but it should do because the oil giants are making fortunes. And we started Monday. I got a job on board, if you remember, from the following Friday to Bristol. Got it to Bristol for 8:30, and I picked up a Bristol to Dartford, which was a pallet. It wasn't a heavy pallet, but it was a pallet anyway, and it was just short of Dartford Bridge. And got good money on that. And then we did a London to London, what I call London to London. I picked up in Bromley. I didn't have to go over Dartford Bridge because I went under. No, I picked up from Woolwich. Sorry, Woolwich, and went under the Blackwall Tunnel and delivered to the other side. Not far over the other side either. It was a residential address, and that pays good money, pence per mile. You know, it was altogether it was 14 miles all in from where I was, and I got 40 quid for it, and that was including getting there. It was only 8 mile job. I got a job booked in Tuesday, so I had to get home. So I drove home from London, so I had a lot of dead miles, which is not good. Tuesday, I got a job booked in, which I've done a fair few times for a chipper that uses me on this job or offers me this job, and I normally take it because it's normally a good run. Pick up Rushden down to Porton Down, and I couldn't get nothing back. Literally couldn't get nothing back. Hey, look, wife's just work. Ah, there you go. Saturday morning. I forgot to tell you, Saturday morning. It's peeing down outside. Yep, Rusden to Porton down. I couldn't get a load back. And I had about three or four quotes from Andover. I stopped at Andover for quite a while. Gradually, I worked way back and got knout. So Tuesday was a bit of a washout. It just was. It was dead. Anyway, we got good money going down, but it's just it doesn't make it a good day. Wednesday, I'd got a job from Market Harbour. This was Tuesday. I booked this job from Market Harbour. It was 20 miles from where I live, going to Blackburn, and it was to a Ministry of Defence place in Blackburn. And it was one small pallet, very light pallet. And my God, the aggro at the Ministry of Defence. I hadn't got a contact. So if you go into Ministry of Defence, you need a contact. And I hadn't got one. Eventually, the security wouldn't let me in. Simple as that. Even though I got the address, I got the building, and it was the wrong building as well. They put the wrong building number. We did find the contractor it was for, and he come and found me, and we eventually, it took about an hour and a half. I did get waiting time, which is great, so it made it okay. And I managed to get a job from Stockport. Decided to drive down to Manchester, job Stockport to St Neots in Cambridgeshire, which is about 40 miles from my house. And I booked that at a cheaper rate because it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just wanted to get home, and that gets me home. Really good day though, so it made it a really good day. Long day, 13 hours, but a really good day money wise. Made it for Tuesday, totally made it for Tuesday. And then I got a job booked in Thursday. I got a job booked in. I booked this in Wednesday afternoon, which came up, and it was guys who are right down the road from me, less than a mile away. One drop in Slough. It was a 10 o'clock start, which was fine because I didn't finish till 8 o'clock Wednesday. I got to Slough straight down for half 11. I was there done, half 11 finished, and got a job to Milton Keynes Thursday, coming back from Slough at good pence per mile, which is if you're in that area of Heathrow, Colnbrook, Slough, struggle to get out, good money. So I'm very happy. And it got me to Milton Keynes, and I took 7 boxes of pizza bases to a new restaurant right in the centre of Milton Keynes. And it was thought it was going to be aggro, it wasn't at all. They had a cage waiting for it, so I didn't even have to handball it. And I finished. I went home. Didn't go home. I went temping bowling with grandson and my wife, who was looking after him at Wellingborough, and went temping bowling in the afternoon. So I did 5 hours that day. Not even that, 4.5 hours. So nice to get some quality time instead of working all the time. And I'd got a job booked in for Friday from Wellingborough to Redditch. Friday's a day you don't want to travel too far from home because you've got to get home. I don't want to work late really Friday, but I needed a good day to hit target. And I got Wellingborough to Redditch, 7 o'clock pickup. I was done in Redditch at 8:15. When I had some breakfast in Morrison's in Redditch, recommend it. It's a good perching spot. And a job was on there, Stourbridge to Witney, Oxfordshire, which was with a shipper a Northampton shipper. And I put a quote in, including the loaded miles, really good quote, and he sent it straight over. So I got to Witney. So you're looking for a job then from Witney, and Friday it can be a bit tricky. Oxford's a little bit away, Wantage, Abingdon. That's about it really. And there was a job on there. I was done by 11:45, 12 o'clock. I was done. Parked right outside where I delivered, and there was a place for a coffee. And a job was on there, pick up 2 o'clock from Morton in the Marsh, which I was 20 miles from. And it's time to get there, going to Lutterworth. But it was 2 o'clock pickup. It was only 41 miles, and I just put a big quote on it to cover my mileage getting there. And thinking, well, if I get that, and I worked out, because I had time, I worked out all my money through the week, that if I quoted £53 on it, I'd have exactly £1,000, which is what my target is. So I quoted £53 on it and got it. So, lo and behold, I hit exactly £1,000. I'll tell you what I did. I did £1,000 and 60p because my Tuesday job, it's done on a computer. It works out. It was a 60 pence with a mileage and my pence per mile. So I got exactly my target, which is pretty good because I did half a day Thursday, Tuesday I did have a brilliant day, Wednesday was my big day, and Monday and Wednesday were my 2 big days. So happy about that, and happy I hit target. And it was delivering to a pathological centre in the middle, north of Lutterworth. So all I can say, it was up a lane. It was really weird. Both sat navs took me to the exact place, but you're thinking this can't be right. It was up a long lane. Yeah, and it was, and dropped off some samples. And I picked up in Morton in Marsh residential address, so it was great. It was no problem. Up the Foss Way, yeah, motorbike would have been much handier, although the weather weren't brilliant. But yeah, it's all good. And while I was there, I parked up and thought, let's look for a job for Monday. See if we can get a job for Monday. And I put a couple of quotes in. But then on the way back, I left the quotes on. Thought, well, if they phone me, great. It was all right work. It wasn't brilliant. And then I got a phone call on the way back down the motorway towards Northampton, because Lutterworth, Northampton's under 40 miles. And it was from a shipper, local shipper to me, he's got a small business. And if he gets a job, it's always pick up night before in Brackmills and deliver early, and it was. So I've got a load on the back, which I picked up. He phoned me up, said, "Do you want it?" We've already agreed a rate for all the jobs I do for him, and it suits me, it suits him. I get the jobs off by normally 8:30 in the morning, wherever I deliver. And it was to Ipswich. So we've got on some insulation. I've got 10 sheets of insulation and 2 boxes. And I'm meeting an engineer, a fitter on site Monday. It says pre 10 o'clock, but it's normally 8:30. And I'll be in Ipswich and delivered. So I've got a good start Monday. The load's on the van. It can sit there all weekend. It is peeing down. So we ain't going nowhere apart from the rugby this afternoon. And that was my week. That was my week. Exactly on target. It's the first time that's ever happened. I've hit the target all bar 60p. So, yep, I did. I did a lot of mileage. My pence per mile wasn't brilliant this week. I did 1,500 miles this week, just over. And I did 48-hour week, which is still a full week, even though I had a half day on Thursday. It's still a full week. And 35 hours driving, which is pretty consistent. Like I say, it's all consistent. I average around about 50-hour week, and it's normally 35 hours driving. and I got £1,000.60. You add the VAT onto that, it makes it £1,200.72. Take off the 10%, so on the flat rate, makes it £120.07. So my earnings with my 10% for me, well, it's less than that, whatever it is £1,080.65p. Average is 216 a day, so slightly down on the previous weeks, but it's my target, so I'm happy. And I've got a job for Monday, and I get a good start Monday. Is the CX busier? I don't think it is. I think it's roughly stabilised now at a level where you've got to be on the ball, and you've got to be always on the ball looking for work and being competitive, getting the work with your pricing. My pence per mile this week was the lowest it's been for a while because I had dead miles Monday, Tuesday, a little bit Wednesday, and that's about it really. I did from London back. I did from Porton down, which is Andover back. That's over 100 miles dead, 110 miles. So I did about 300 or 400 dead miles. So it doesn't help, but that's what the job is. That was my week. I've just looked this morning. I have 998 subscribers. So if two of you are not subscribers watching this, please subscribe. It costs nothing. And just to get over that 1,000, I just find staggering why people would want to watch. I hope I help. I did have a comment last week. They are getting a bit repetitive, and I agree they are. But I was going to go and do it outside, or I was going to do it in the van, or I was going to try and show you something different. But it is absolutely hacking down a rain. It has been all morning. So you've got the same position. But as if you keep watching, I'll keep making them. And if you need anything answering, I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. I also did my insurance, goods in transit, public liability. My hire and reward insurance isn't due till December, the end of December. But them two are due on the 20th of November. And I've sorted it all out already and got the certificates through. I've kept with the company I'm with. I'm paying more than what I would do. I can get it cheaper on compare the market and all that by about 30, 40 quid. But this company I'm with, they're brokers. They've never let me down. And it's simple. I just can't be asked for 30, 40 quid to swap. So I ended up paying about 160, 165 for both. And that's for 10,000 goods in transit and 5 million public liability. So yeah, so that's that paid, and then I've got my hire and reward to sort out December, and also my CX will be renewed then as well. So a bit of money to come out. Hope everyone's doing all right. We've had some horrendous weather, floods, rain. It's just miserable, and I think it's harder working when you're starting roughly in the dark and you're ending in the dark 90% of the time. But say, I've got 998, so subscribe, please. It's free. You don't even have to watch it again just to get that 1,000, just to make me feel better. Going to the Saints this afternoon. We've got home to Bath, and we're hopefully going to get a win and have a good week. And under 14 minutes, getting better. Speak soon.